Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome to IrixGuy's live show, episode number 1, and I hope you can hear me okay. If you can't, please let me know. You can comment, and likewise, I'll try to respond to as many live comments as I can. But this is the first live show that I've hosted in the new studio, and I tell you, the people, they couldn't have done a better job setting it up. Feel that they've got the I don't know how it is from your perspective, but it looks here on the broadcast monitors, it looks like it's pretty good for the chroma keys. So tell me what you think. Let's see, we're people are starting to come in here. So we're going to talk about a lot of good things today. I want to wait just a few minutes. I see more people, a bunch of people coming in here. So I'm going to segue us into something really cool, something a lot of you may not have seen yet, and something, it's an IrixGuy's event exclusive, something that I feel will really not only benefit fans of the show, but also benefit the UAV, also known as drone or quadcopter community as well. So we're going to get to that here in a moment. I'm just going through my screens here, make sure I can see all the comments. I see the trickling in, so definitely a lot right now. One thing that from a broadcasting perspective, one thing that is a little bit awkward right now is having to jump between Google Plus and then also YouTube for the video comments. So it's a little bit weird. So if I don't get your comment, I'm going to hit refresh. I'm going through all the screens here to see what everybody's saying. So let's see. So I'm going to start us off right now. And I hope it plays so everybody can see it. I'm going to do the intro to one of my new websites, aerialrights.com. So without further ado, here we go. This is a very drone-centered website. I think you may like this. Okay, I apologize if you couldn't see and hear that. Actually, I just played a YouTube video through the through the live Hangouts on air. But if you didn't hear it and you didn't see it, if you could post in the comments and let me know, that'd be great. Again, this is episode 1, so we don't have all of the live broadcasting technology 100% tweaked yet. So let me know. Bear with me. This is going to be a good show. We're going to have a lot more really awesome shows as the kinks are worked out. So you should be able to comment within YouTube. Okay, I cannot see the YouTube video playing now. Okay, Tony Grant TV just said he can't see the YouTube video playing. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was afraid it wasn't doing that. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Tony Grant TV on YouTube, be sure to check out his channel. Actually, he was going to be a live guest tonight, but I think he's overseas. But maybe on a future show we can get up and go together. So awesome. Okay, so that doesn't work. And just for the techies out there, the tool that I attempted to use to play the video is just a plug-in for Hangouts on Air called YouTube. And I could see it here and I could hear it here, but there was nothing. Apparently, it wasn't broadcasting it. So, okay, that's one thing to work on. But what I want to talk about today, I want to talk about drones in general. Now, since you didn't see the video, and you may not have even seen a drone before, so I'm opening in my case right here. This is the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So it's the latest version of the DJI Phantom quadcopters, drone, quadcopter, UAV. People call them different things. In my opinion, it's an aerial videography and photography rig. What makes this craft so exceptional is that you've got a gimbal right here. Now, what the gimbal does, and I put it in the protective housing right now. What the gimbal does is keeps the camera. So when you're going this way or that way, a traditional quadcopter with a GoPro or something attached, when you turned, if you didn't have a gimbal, the camera would turn with it. It would stay fixed to it. But what this does, it has very very intelligent electronics inside of it, and what it'll do, it'll always keep it horizontal with the horizon. So when this thing banks this way or that way, the camera not attached, it's not banking. I mean, it's attached, but it's not banking. So when this way, the camera's staying like that. When this tilts this way, it's staying like that. And that's what results in creating the exceptionally smooth video. So if you've seen a few videos, I know I posted out of, I had the previous generation, the DJI Phantom 1.1.1, and I had a GoPro attached to it, did some self-modifications on a budget. I did moon gel and some other enhancements to it that would smooth out the video, but they did not eliminate what's called video jello. So if you've ever held your arm out of a car window with a camera and you're going down a road, maybe even a bumpy road, you felt that vibration in your body. Well, that same vibration transfers to the camera. So when you're filming, it's not going to be smooth video. What the gimbal does, it cancels that out. Not only does it cancel out the vibration, but it also keeps as I mentioned earlier, it keeps the camera from banking with the craft. So when you're filming, it's a very smooth shot. Actually, it's smoother in many situations than having a professional video rig on your shoulder, in your hand. Maybe you've got or even a monopod for that matter. It's smoother than that. So this from a videographer's perspective, from a photographer's perspective, people look at these and they're like, man, I don't want stuff flying around everywhere. Well, that's not what it's all about. It's all about being able to film, whether it's still photos and or video, being able to film that same shot in a very unique perspective. In the past, people would have to buy cables, they would have to buy carts with wheels on them and ropes and all kinds of crazy stuff to get the sweeping shots. Now all you've got to do is buy a DJI Phantom Vision Plus. Sure, it's kind of pricey, but most camera equipment is a little bit over $1,000, and you've got a tool that a lot of people in the past would have dreamed to have had. And in the past, it may have cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to assemble the equipment just for one shoot to get a perfect shot. So it's important that we as a community, and there's all different types of drone people, quadcopter, UAV, whatever you want to call it. But there's all different types of people that are involved with this. There's people that are hobbyists. They like to fly. In the past, maybe fly aircraft. Maybe currently they got out of it and they got into videography and photography, and they're looking at this as a photography tool. Maybe that's their intentions. But whatever one's intentions may be, even if it's just a pure hobbyist going out and saying, "Oh man, that's cool. That thing flies around. I like doing that." We need to ensure that we protect our freedoms, because what a lot of people don't realize now is that because of this new technology, and keep in mind, this right here is the latest and greatest, massively available version. I mean, there's some of these octocopters and to get up in excess of thanks, Michael, thanks. Yeah, the YouTube thing didn't work. Appreciate the feedback. I'm seeing y'all's feedback now in the live comments, so that's working. So keep them coming. Any questions you have, ask, and we'll chat about it. But I will talk about the importance, and we'll segue into other stuff. I'm not going to bore everybody with this drone discussion, but something that I feel super important is that now, since we are in the infancy, people, it's not the majority of people have not yet adopted drones, but the majority of people are starting to recognize these things. When they see them, they're like, "Oh man, that's one of those," and even if they don't know what it's called, they're like, "Oh, it's one of those fun things, isn't it?" And you're like, "Yeah, it is." So people are starting to recognize it, whereas a few weeks ago, a few months ago, people didn't even know, "Hey, how to GoPro." I just saw a hey from How to GoPro. Even if they don't recognize it, one thing is certain: these are becoming more and more affordable, which means that more and more people will be able to get their hands on them. And unfortunately, that means we're probably going to have people with their hands on these that, when the price does drop to a level to where, well, I could get that video game, or I could get up and fly around and have fun, we're going to have the less responsible UAV flyers. And what that's going to create, and the sign that we're in this right now, the ones of us that have these drones right now, we're in on what I would like to refer to as the beta stage. You know, this is a great technology. It has not yet evolved. Think about a computer. Think about when you were on a computer and maybe you were playing, if you're older, I mean, I'm an old dude, but if you remember that game called Oregon Trail, when you were playing Oregon Trail, did you ever think that that computer would have enabled you to communicate with other computers by way of a phone line? You probably didn't. You probably couldn't have seen the internet before it came into existence. Just like drones. Drones, they're in their infancy. Right now, we're looking at an early computer. We're early adopters. You know, we can type text and we can see it on the screen, and it makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. But what we haven't seen yet is the evolution of the drone. Just like the internet ushered in social media. Social media, the tool that I'm broadcasting by way of right now, social media was ushered in as a result of the creation of the internet. So it's an evolutionary process here. What we don't want to see happen, and this doesn't mean that you don't even care to own a drone, but what we don't want to see happen, what I don't want to see happen, is regulation to the degree to where responsible photographers, responsible videographers, where we're disallowed to own these, where we're disallowed to fly these, even if it's 10 feet in the air, where we would otherwise use a cable to bring that camera and you know, sweep around. If we're not careful, if we don't support the ownership and responsible use of drones, our rights can be taken away. So what I've created, and I did this on my own behalf, I created aerialrights.com, and I'll type that in video comments. And I created that because what I want to do, not only do I want to raise awareness for the in regards to the productive uses of a drone, but what I also want to do is share knowledge, share, and I'm typing it in here right now so y'all should see it, share knowledge, share how-to information, share legal issues that pop in the media, you know, what's going on in the drone world, both from a positive and a negative standpoint. Just put it all out there, and I've got forums on here on aerialrights.com. So if you haven't signed up, I encourage you to do so and share with others. It's a very informal forum. I've got everything. You can check the categories when you go there, but it's just a very across the board type discussion. I really want to get people engaged because it's something that we, like I said, even if you're not involved with quadcopters, drones, UAVs, whatever you want to call them, even if you're not personally involved with that, us being social media aware people, we need to be certain that we embrace the freedom going forward, because if we don't embrace the freedoms now that we have, I mean, look, there's next to no regulation. They're starting to regulate it. But what we don't want to have, and I agree with safety, I mean, you don't want to fly in a congested area, you don't want to fly near an airport, etc., because it could create a disaster, and you don't want to do that. But you don't want to be disallowed from going out and responsibly flying to capture video for your YouTube channel, for your for whatever project you may be working on. Maybe you just want to go out and fly for purely for a recreational purpose, and you don't care about the video and you don't care about the photos. You just want to see that thing go up in the air. Maybe you like lights. You know, you fly at night and it makes you feel good. Whatever the purposes may be, we need to protect our rights. So again, that's aerialrights.com. Now, I'm not going to turn this whole show into a rant about aerial rights and we need to preserve our aerial rights, even though we do. You can check out the site, you can check out the forums. But what I want to segue into now, I want to talk about what's next for IrixGuy's Adventure channel. First of all, I apologize for the YouTube plugin not working earlier. I know that the crew and I, we've worked a lot with the studio, and I hope that everything's coming through somewhat clearly. It's a somewhat entry-level studio configuration, but my intent is to grow this to, even if it's not a weekly show, maybe once a month, but I intend to make this a regularly scheduled show. So what I'd like to see from the viewers out there, what have you seen on IrixGuy's Adventure channel? Maybe you haven't seen it on there. What would you like to see? What would you like to touch on? What would you like to talk about? Because, see, we can converse. We're typing a comment now. I've got a 30-second broadcast delay, but we could be corresponding right now, and you could be asking questions. I mean, we could have a structured show format and say, okay, next week is going to be about blah, blah, blah. You know, what are we going to talk about? So just to kind of set the stage for things that I would be open to. I mean, obviously, IrixGuy's Adventure channel, it's about appealing to everyone. So I would never touch on topics that would be deemed inappropriate by a certain age group or certain gender or certain ethnicity or anything like that. Those are things that I stay away from. But what I do like to talk about is technology. Anything technologically related, I would love to rant about it. So speaking of that, my newest thing here at IrixGuy's Adventure channel is the adoption of the Canon T3i. Now, if you haven't heard of Canon T3i, it's also known as the Canon D600. It's basically an in-level DSLR. But what you're seeing right now, the live broadcast that I'm doing on a Canon XA10, which is a prosumer camcorder. It's hooked into a Blackmagic Design Intensity Extreme, and then it's hooked into the MacBook Air by way of Thunderbolt port. So that's what I'm broadcasting with now. But my new project, my new challenge to IrixGuy's Adventure channel is to see how I can adopt a DSLR and not have to travel with the XA10. XA10 is compact, but it's kind of a heavy camera, and it's not the ideal thing to be lugging around in a backpack when you're jumping in the ocean and this, that, and the other. Something that I do have coming up very soon is the cruise boat right now is may have seen my video, is kind of broken down. It's in Tortola right now. But what I will be bringing, and this will actually be a joint venture if you've checked out youtube.com/SummertimeKen, and I'll post that in the comments, Summertime Ken and I will be filming in Bermuda, and we ought to be hope to have some really impressive content coming from there, and obviously it'll be posted on IrixGuy's Adventure channel as well as Summertime Ken, youtube.com/SummertimeKen, and I'm typing in the description right now. And actually, Summertime Ken, he sent me a message earlier, and he is filming. He flew through the clouds with his Phantom, and and he wasn't breaking the FAA laws or whatever. He was on top of a mountain, and he was able to get that out. He was able to get the through the cloud shots by a line from the top of the mountain. So that ought to be a cool video. Again, I posted that on the and this is where this gets confusing, because I posted it on YouTube and also posted it on Google+. So if y'all can see this, let me know. I've got something called a comment tracker, and I've seen comments from a lot of y'all so far. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, we're getting. Oh, yeah. One of my fans, he said his Phantom 2 Vision Plus just arrived. Have you flown it yet, or are you trying to figure it out still, or what's your status on that? So we got let's see what other comments here. Something I want to do. I tell you, if I was a programmer, I would somehow create an application that would put all these comments in one spot, because I'm jumping right now as I'm doing this. I'm jumping between YouTube, Google+. Actually, I'm jumping among Google+, YouTube, and then also the Hangouts on Air app, because in Hangouts on Air I've got something called Hangout Toolbox, and it'll post the comments. So this is really weird. So yeah, this is episode 1. I didn't really have a structured agenda, but I do have, and this is something I wanted to share right here. This is probably the coolest thing that I purchased for my tropical travels. And you can see it's only about a length of about 3 iPhone 5s, and it's not an off-brand tripod, but it's the price of an off-brand tripod. It's a Sony tripod, but this thing, it folds up so compactly. But look at how long these legs come out. Look at that. That's insane. So when you want to throw something in a backpack, fold it up. It's very lightweight, but it's not a chintzy type quality like a lot of these travel tripods are. And so you can pop this up. Check this out right here. Oops, wrong one. You can make it taller by popping it up. So I mean, the versatility of this thing is absolutely incredible. It's one of the coolest. And I buy a lot of cool stuff, but this is one of the things that I bought for the channel in a while. And it folds up like that, and then you've got this nylon stuff sack. You just stick it in there, throw this in your backpack, or it's even got a little rope. You can put it over your shoulder. Say you were let's say you were riding a motorcycle somewhere and you had a backpack on, and then you needed to walk down the beach to film something. Just throw this over your shoulder and get with it. You know? Boom. Just walk around. You don't have to carry all that extra weight and bulk. So that's a cool thing, and you can find this. This actually, you can't find it yet because I haven't published a video, but I'll try to get this video up. You'll find it obviously on youtube.com/IrixGuy. But this is the Sony Tripod. So I'll find a link on my channel here within the next few days. But this is the most. This is one of the most exciting things that I've purchased in a while. So I mean, but stay tuned for the EOS Canon Rebel P file, also known as 600D. These are two thick owner's manuals, and I tell you, when you're transitioning from a simple point-and-shoot camera to SLR, it's got quite a learning curve. Oh, okay. He said it's unboxed and everything is on charge. Talking about the new Phantom 2 Vision Plus. And that's what I like to see. I like to see fans that not only enjoy the videos, but also fans that join in on the live show, help to spread IrixGuy's Adventure channel. I mean, this, if you don't know, if you're not super familiar with YouTube, I'll sum it up in a few short sentences. But basically, a lot of the big YouTube channels are part of what's called a multi-channel network, also known as the MCN. And the best way to think of an MCN is that it's a network with a lot of people that work for it. So people that are part of an MCN, even though they may provide benefits, and I'm not talking negatively about MCNs, but a lot of people give up their creative freedoms because they join a larger network. So they may have spent a few weeks, they may have spent a few years, devoted that energy towards growing a YouTube channel, and then they partner up with this multi-channel network and they lose a lot of their creative rights. That's something I've done here. It is kind of challenging on IrixGuy's Adventure channel to compete with some of the larger MCNs that have the dollars, that have the connections, that have the ability to go out and actively and aggressively promote not only their content but the content of their partners. That's something I don't have the ability to do because I am independent, and I'm independent by choice. So everything that you see on this channel, it's something that I've devoted my own energy, my personal energy, to create, to share, and to hopefully entertain. So everything you see here, it's whether it's good or everything you see on IrixGuy's Adventure channel is something that I've taken the time to go out and research, and I've taken the time to go out and create a video about it. So when you share my videos, if you haven't subscribed, when you subscribe, that's great. And when you tell people, even if it's not your friend and family, if you're just in passing with a stranger, it's like, oh man, I saw you flying that drone the other day. You know, where'd you get that? You'd be like, hey, check out this YouTube channel and share IrixGuy.com. That's what promotes. That's what enables me to produce content. Because it's like, a good analogy would be a TV show. You've got even if it's a large TV network, and they produce this show and it airs like 2 or 3 episodes and then it gets cut. There just wasn't anything quality there. And what's worse about that is that show, someone took the time to be on that show. So they were part of the show, but even with the network support, the large network, they still didn't make it. So, you know, even with a large network, not everybody's going to survive. And especially without a network, it brings to the table even a more unique set of challenges. So I'm happy with the growth that IrixGuy's Adventure channel has seen so far. I know it's not that much yet, but it is approaching 10 million video views, which is in my mind is a somewhat significant milestone. At least I'm entering the digit range, comes to millions. But that's not where I want to stop. My goal with this channel, and I know right now it's a low budget channel, and there's, you know, I do my best to go out and collect quality content, but sometimes, I mean, obviously I don't have the financial resources, I don't have the crew, I don't have the private jets, I don't have that sort of stuff that a lot of these larger networks have, where they can say, okay, there's such and such in, let's just say, Bora Bora, and it's next week. You know, let's send somebody there to get that. And that's the thing that I don't have yet. And that's why it's important that when you watch these videos, to understand that it's not just me posting a video. It's me posting a video to help this channel to grow, so that I can pursue greater things and provide even more quality content in the future. Internet video is the future. Internet video that that a lot of people, they're starting to see it now. They're starting to realize, well, God, that's kind of weird. That dude was like posting YouTube videos. What's that all about? And then people start to realize it's like, well, internet video is not, it's not just a goofy, hey, I'm posting a video about this or that. Internet video is all about subscribers and combined video views, because basically, in comparison to traditional television network, what internet video is it the viewership, just like a traditional TV network, is inherited, because if you don't have viewers, you don't have value. But as your viewership grows, your perceived value grows, and as your perceived value grows, then your channel as a whole can continue to grow because it's becoming a successful network. And that's where I want to take that, not where I want to, but where I will take this channel, is to the next level. And I mean, it's great to see people here. I've got, if you would only if you could only see my control room right now and see the number of connections, I mean, it's actually mind-boggling to think that that many people are watching, and it feels really good. So what I want to do is I want to have if you can post some feedback and let me know what you would like to see on an upcoming live show. Maybe it's a tutorial. Maybe there's some sort of a DJI Phantom question that you have and you'd like to discuss in real time. How do I do that? Or this, that, or the other. Let me know, because I can structure an upcoming live show around that content. This is just a test. Ensure the studio works, and it seems that the audio is probably okay. And I know the YouTube was was an epic fail. It didn't work. But I mean, that's what happens, especially when you're dealing with live broadcasting. It doesn't always go off as planned. But it's 7:01 right now, and I am I am pretty hungry. So probably what I'm going to do is, and by the way, you can check if you weren't able to see this live, or if your friends weren't able to see it live. This will automatically become a video that you can view offline on youtube.com/IrixGuy's. So if you go there, it'll probably take, I don't know, a half hour, maybe an hour or something to get up there. But as soon as it's up, you'll be able to watch it offline and share it with others on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Pinterest. And feel proud that you were part of, excuse me, hiccups. Feel proud that you were part of episode 1 of IrixGuy's live show, because this is one of many. And it's something that, this today was basically a proof of concept and a proof of, hey, the studio works. I know it feels weird to be all the way in Burbank, but being able to have the opportunity, the self-made opportunity to be in Burbank and to be part of something greater than I thought I would ever be part of is a really cool feeling. So this is just a step forward. I'm not going to change the format of IrixGuy's Adventure Channel show. Like I said, even with all of this the new studio and the technology, I mean, that's just part of those are tools that enable growth, and enable growth from a standpoint in this perspective to enable the entertainment quality of IrixGuy's Adventure Channel to go up and up and up. I'm not looking at this as a way to step away from the roots of IrixGuy's Adventure Channel. It's going to be the same format. I am going to maintain creative control, because it's my creation. And it was going out on a cruise, and it was going out and posting a video of that cruise ship and saying, here's a cruise, and I had no idea what YouTube was all about at that time. But that video garnered enough attention to where it encouraged me to start to create a large YouTube video empire. And that's what I'm working on right now. And it's going to be entertaining, and I appreciate y'all's support. And this one, I know I'd planned an hour for the show, but I didn't have, I'll be frank with you, I didn't think this video was going to work this well. So I didn't really take the time to put together a structured agenda. So, send me your comments. Let me know what you'd like to see on the next show. And I'm going to try to get that possibly next Friday. So send me your comments so I can put together an agenda and really get some cool stuff. I know it's kind of boring just to sit and watch some dude in the studio talk. We need to get that. We need to get that dialogue back and forth. So also, if you'd like to be a live guest, if you have access to a webcam, and you'd like to chat back and forth in real time while our viewers watching all of that, that'd be cool too. So you can contact directly at any time, IrixGuy.com, just like it says in the lower third right there, IrixGuy's Adventure Channel, IrixGuy.com. But I appreciate the, oh, there's a, oh, cool. The internet's not that great in the Philippines. Got people from the Philippines. That's awesome. I wish I was in the Philippines right now. That's a good, that's one of the travel destinations that that IrixGuy's Adventure Channel has not been to yet. So it's supposed to be awesome with incredible food over there. So that's everything for this show. I appreciate y'all's viewership, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/IrixGuy, and y'all have a good day.